Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to do my New Year's resolution of giving electric cars a chance. The inner car enthusiast in me has been fighting it this whole time. So I'm here today at Black Box Media to give the new Tesla Model S Plaid edition a chance. 1020 horsepower electric car that does 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds. That is the fastest acceleration production car to date. I'm going to review this car as a car enthusiast, but also as your average person. And I'm hoping that in a weird way, stick with me with this analogy, that yes, we wanted to make loud noises, have an engine inside, but maybe it's gonna be like watching an adult film. Yeah, with the volume on, it's a completely different experience. But is it really that bad with the volume off? You have just as much fun with it on mute. I'm hoping that's the case today. I always appreciated that Tesla was one of the few companies that thought to themselves, just because we're making an eco-friendly, environmentally friendly car, it doesn't need to be disgusting. Almost all the cars that were out there for a while, Prius, the Leaf, I get it, the hybrids, but you get my point, were disgusting designs. And at least they went away from that and said, you know what, people deserve a decent looking car. And I think this is a good looking car. My favorite is the front of the car. I think the front of the car is the best part of the car. But then as you slowly get to the back, it gets a little bit bland and a little boring. You're never gonna wanna put this as your wallpaper or as a poster. It's never gonna be that type of car. Usually if you have the top of the line, the exterior is very different than the base model. Look at any of the M's or look at any of the AMGs. You know when you're in an M3 as opposed to a regular 3 Series. This, how do you know? Just because they changed a little bit of the fog lights or a little bit of the back, it's not that big of a difference. And that's one thing that I really don't like. You're gonna pay 50 grand more and it's gonna look like the base model. Not really a good look. And to continue with the outside, we have these rims right here. That's actually hubcaps. And at first you would think they're cheaping out, but it's actually not. It's for aerodynamics. It's so that you can preserve as much battery life as possible. First impressions of this car, I feel like I'm in the Apple store. There's nothing here but a big screen. I feel like I'm waiting for some tech analyst to tell me, hey, this is the computer you need. What is wrong with buttons? Why do new cars, in general, it's not just Tesla, don't have buttons? Everything you do in this car is as if you're on your phone. This is how you put the car in gear. Hold the brake as normal and swipe back for reverse. And I love that sound. Do you hear that? It's so strange, but I love it. And then forward to go forward and then park. This is a smartphone on wheels, which the more and more you play with it, that's what it feels like. You have everything on the screen. Everything that you would normally look for is here. You click on controls. That's how you move your steering wheel, your mirrors. You have theater mode, which has Netflix, YouTube, whatever you want. Arcade, which are games. And toy box, which to me is corny. There's so many things here. Whoopee cushion, for real? Come on. A fireplace? For what? I really don't get it. Oh, I didn't know it plays romantic music too. See, it's a gimmick. The first time it's fun, but how many times am I gonna do this? I personally love the white interior. In the back, we have a new display for the passengers. It's so small, you might as well just look at your phone. It's kind of weird that they made it that tiny, but the one in the front is humongous. They might as well have done it in reverse. So this is the biggest piece of controversy of this car, the steering wheel. And honestly, I think this is the only thing in this car that gives it character. Because I said before, this just feels like a smartphone. This makes it feel like you're in something a little bit different than a car. And that's what I really like about the steering wheel. I like the fact that it actually doesn't have the top portion because I can see the dash. And almost in every car I drive, because I'm tall, I have a hard time seeing if I'm indicating what my speed is or whatever the case is. You know, every car is different with different layout. With this one, I see everything clear as day. It's right in front of me. What I don't like about the steering wheel is the fact that if someone cuts you off or you're trying to get someone's attention, you hit the horn like this. The horn is not on the side somewhere accessible, it's here. But speaking of the horn, you can change the sound of your horn. So you go into your little toy box, sound horn, and you replace it with whatever, cucaracha. I guess it's kind of funny, but it's a little bit weird. Let me see what this is. That's how I feel about this interior. But regardless of how I feel, I will admit, it is a very easy car to use. It's very spacious inside. The materials are nice. It's simple, it's sleek. Again, I don't like this screen, but everyone's on their smartphone. So it does make sense to take a smartphone that everybody knows how to use and incorporate it with their daily driven car. I know I rushed through the interior pretty quickly, and that's because I wanted to get to this part, driving the 1,000 horsepower Tesla. I want to see what that 1.9 0 to 60 really feels like. But before we do that, we have to go to pedals and steering, drag strip mode. It's going to start warming up the batteries, and it's going to give us a calculation of when it's going to be ready, and that's when we're going to do it. I want to see how this feels like just from a rolling. All right, here we go. Holy shit. I can only imagine what it feels like. Oh, we got the drag strip ready. All right, so let's find a nice little place. Foot on the brake, gas. All right, we're going into the sun. Are you ready? Oh my God, it's like a roller coaster. I'm already going 100 miles per hour, 115. That's insane. I have to show you guys in all angles. Holy shit. So we got 3 motors, 2 in the back, 1 in the front. All-wheel drive, you already know, 0 to 60, 1.9. Quarter mile, you can do it in 9.23 seconds. That's insane. You're faster than Bugatti Chiron's. In a car that weighs almost, what, 5,000 pounds? You could sit 4 of your friends, you could play video games, watch Netflix, and do a stupid fireplace. That's insane to me. I don't understand how that's even possible. I can't wrap my mind around that. I was a little afraid of electric cars, but as far as power, the power is there. 100% the power is there. And honestly, I like the steering wheel. I feel like, again, it gives it a lot of character, and it does not bother me whatsoever turning. I guess the people that drive like this, they're the ones that hate this. You can't do the Vin Diesel pose in this one. It's not Vin Diesel approved. But what I don't understand is, this car doesn't handle that well. At least in my own opinion, every time I go faster on a turn, I feel less and less confident in this car. There's a lot of body roll, and it kind of feels unpredictable, which is strange to me. I don't know if it's gonna understeer, I don't know if it's gonna oversteer. Maybe I'm just not used to this car, so I will give it the benefit of the doubt, and the fact that you could do track mode and you could do drift mode and all that kind of things. But it's just something about the handling does not make sense to me. And one thing that really surprised me is the brakes. Now the brakes are fine when you're driving normal. If you're going even up to maybe 80, your highway speeds, whatever, the mix between the motor stopping itself plus the brakes, you're completely fine. But once you go over anything like that, it does not brake well at all. It's actually kind of scary. I'm not even gonna lie. The first time I hit a good amount of speed, I was like, I have enough space. I was like, oh, no, I don't. And that's something I don't really understand. If you're gonna put 1,000 horsepower in a car, wouldn't you upgrade the brakes to handle that? Like, I feel like that's common sense. So it's a little weird to me that they didn't do that. And I don't think it's necessarily a sports car. I believe this is more of like a GT. It's a grand touring car. So being that we don't have an engine, that clearly means that you have more space. You have a trunk in the front, trunk in the back, and the one in the back actually has a little compartment underneath the floorboard. And as on the Tesla website, you can easily fit a bike in the back. Quick note on the back, apparently those seats are redesigned so that you can have an armrest. I thought they all had that. I didn't know, but that's a new feature. I really liked how the AC system is displayed. It looks like a ghostly effect. It shows you where the air is going, and with your finger, you can move where the airflow is. And also the dashboard is very clean and sleek. You don't see a single air vent. You also have charging ports everywhere. You can charge your laptops, your phones, pretty much anything electronic. You can figure out a way to charge it here with no issue. And speaking of charging, I've never charged an electric car before. It's actually very simple. You go up to the car, press the button, the door opens up, you plug it in, super simple. Once it's done, you basically have almost 400-mile range. So I'm on the highway, let's try this autopilot, all right? Hands off, feet are off. I feel like I'm in the movie Minority Report. I remember watching that movie, I'm like, nah, that's not gonna happen anytime soon. I'm in it right now. I literally don't need to do anything. It's a weird feeling, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not 100% with it. All right, I'm gonna purposely go into this lane right here with a bunch of cars. Wow, okay, it's very impressive. slow down and saw the truck and everything. Even when I'm driving through the city or through towns, you see cones, you see garbage cans. It knows the difference between a person, a bike. I got this from my friend Travis. He has a Turo profile, he rents out cars. He's actually the one that gave me a C8 Corvette when it first came out. So if you're in the Miami area and you want to rent the Plaid or whenever he gets more cars, go ahead and message Travis. The link is down below. Final thought, as an average person, this car nailed everything. Knocked everything out the park. The interior looks great. You have so many different types of materials and it blends in together nicely. Carbon fiber, cloth, leather. The screen, super interactive, super user-friendly, very easy to use. So easy to drive this car, very comfortable inside. And of course, at any given moment, oh my God, you could destroy a Bugatti. Why wouldn't an average person love this? As a car enthusiast, and I understand there's different definitions of that, but for me, it's more that it sparks a passion in your soul. This doesn't do it for me. This is actually the second time I got the car, because I went home and I looked at the footage and I was like, wow, it was really harsh. You know what, let me really calm down, think about it, let me sleep on it and get the car again. I'm in the car again, I'm gonna be just as harsh. I'm too disconnected. You could tell this wasn't built by passion. It's just a cool thing, like your phone. In a weird way, it's like a one-hit wonder song, where when you first hear it, you play it on repeat all the time, you have so much fun listening to it. But then after a while, you're like, okay, I'm tired of it. So even though I could be doing launches and launches in this car and I should be happy, there's nothing else that sparks my interest afterwards. So I have to end it off as it was just a one-hit wonder for me. Oh, all right, let's go. Oh.